Hello, this is Math 043 Intercepts, horizontal and vertical line. To find an x-intercept, we will want to set y equal to 0. Because any point on the x-axis will have a number and then 0 for its y-coordinate. How do you find a y-intercept? To find a y-intercept, we will set x equal to 0 because any point on the y-axis has an x value of 0. So in the next picture, we want to identify the x and y intercepts on the graph. Write all intercepts as ordered pairs. So if we want to find the x-intercepts, there are two. The first one is at -8, 0, and the second one is at 8, 0. The y-intercept is where the graph crosses the y-axis, and that is at 0, 6. On the next graph, we have a V-shaped graph, and I'll tell you that this is an absolute value graph, and it has an x-intercept at -4, 0, and a y-intercept at 0, 6. Number 4, complete the table, then determine the x-intercept and the y-intercept for the graph of the equation y equals 2x minus 4. So if we substitute in -2 for x, -2 times 2 is -4, -4 minus 4 is -8. If we substitute in -1, the value for y is -6. If we substitute in 0, y would be -4, and so on. You might notice a few things about this graph and the pattern. The pattern here on your x values is +1. And what is the pattern on your y values? You might notice those are +2. So the x-intercept is going to be where the y value is 0. So our x-intercept is at 2, 0. And our y-intercept is at 0, -4. Number 5, find the intercepts for the graph of the linear equation and then graph the equation. So if we want to find the x-intercept, we will set y equal to 0. So we have 3x plus 7 times 0 equals 21. 3x is equal to 21. Divide both sides by 3. X is equal to 7. And we will always write our intercepts as ordered pairs. So we have the ordered pair 7, 0. And then to find the y-intercept, we will set x equal to 0 And we will have 3 times 0 plus 7y is equal to 21. 7y is equal to 21. And divide both sides by 7. And y is equal to 3. So that gives us an ordered pair of 0, 3. And now we will graph this. Go over 0, up 3. And go over 7 and up 0. And connect the dots and you have graphed the line. Another way you can find intercepts is sometimes called the cover-up game. So if you want to find the x-intercept and you set y equal to 0, you basically cover that up and you solve 3y is equal to 21. And then if you want to find the y-intercept, you set x equal to 0. So you basically cover that up. And now you have 7y is equal to 21. So whichever way you'd like to solve it, that will be fine. Number 6, find the equation of the line that passes through the points in the table. Well, you might notice that your x values are increasing by 1, but your y values are staying the same. This is the line y is equal to 5. If you graph it, and you graph -2, 5, -1, 5, 0, 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, you can see that this line is a horizontal line. The next equation, you might notice that the x values are all the same. So the equation of this line is x is equal to the x value, which is -8. If you sketch a graph of this, if I count by 2s, if x is at -8 and y is 5, and then y is 4, and so on, you can see that this is a vertical line. So based on what we just graphed, if we want to graph the line x is equal to 0, we can see that if we have an equation that x is equal to, that is going to be a vertical line through the x value of 0. And I'm going to put a little word up here to help you remember. A vertical line I refer to as vox. It's vertical, it has an undefined slope, which we'll get to, and the equation of the line is x equals. If we have the graph of y equals, y equals is a horizontal line. To help you remember, I say the word hoi. Horizontal line has a slope of 0, and it is a horizontal line going through the y value. So y is equal to 0 is a horizontal line going through a y value of 0. Number 9, x is equal to -4. To help you remember, vox, it's a vertical line, an undefined slope, and x equals is the equation of the line. So go where x is equal to -4, and then draw a vertical line. Y equals 3, think of hoi, horizontal line, slope of 0, and y is equal to 3. Go to 3 on the y-axis and draw your horizontal line. Number 11, Write the equation of the horizontal line and vertical line that passes through the given point. So if I put a dot at 1, 2, and if I want to draw the horizontal line that is going to go through this, first of all, horizontal, hoi, so I know it's going to be y equals, and it's going to be y is equal to the y value. And the y value is 2. If I want to draw a vertical line, I'm thinking vux, vertical line undefined x equals. So the equation of the vertical line is going to be x equals, and in this case, it's going to be x is equal to the x value, which is 1. Number 12, find the equation of a line satisfying the following conditions. Perpendicular to y is equal to 1/2 and passing through the point 4, -5. So if I draw in the line y is equal to 1/2, and what I want to find is the equation of the line that is perpendicular to that line that goes through the point 4, -5. So that line would be the yellow line I have drawn. So it's going to be a vertical line. A vertical line is the equation of the line is x equals. So it's going to be x is equal to the x value. So when you have a horizontal line, a vertical line is perpendicular to it. And if you have a vertical line, a horizontal line is perpendicular to it. This time we want to draw a line. X is equal to 4. Goes through the point -2, 1. And we want these two lines to be parallel. So the line that is going to be parallel to x is equal to 4 is going to be another vertical line. And in this case, it'll be x is equal to -2. Taking a look at the graph for number 13, what should say what are or is, in this case, what is the x-intercept? Well, the x-intercept is at 4, 0. Interpret what it means in the context of this graph. If the y-axis is distance in miles and the x-axis is in time, as in hours, in 4 hours, this person has arrived at their destination. So I'm just going to say in 4 hours, you arrived at your destination. What is the y-intercept? Well, the y-intercept is at 0, 200. And what does it mean in the context of this problem? It means at time 0, or when you started, you were 200 miles away. Number 14, the velocity v of a toy rocket in feet per second after t seconds of flight is given. Assume that time is greater than or equal to 0, and t does not take on values greater than the t-intercepts. Find the intercepts and sketch the graph of the equation and interpret each intercept. All right, so the first thing we want to do is let's set t equal to 0. When we substitute in 0 for t, we have v is equal to 128. So that is our ordered pair, 0, 128. Now if we let v equals 0, I'm going to add 32t to both sides. So we have found the intercepts. We want to interpret what they mean. So the first intercept we found was when t is equal to 0. Well, when t is equal to 0, at time is equal to 0, or when we start, the velocity was 128 feet per second. And all you have to do is just look right up here in the problem and define what the variables are. So you can write your interpretation. And at t equals 4, means that in 4 seconds, the rocket hit the ground. Or you can say its velocity is 0. So if we sketch a graph, at time 0, the velocity is 128. And after 4 seconds, it hits the ground. All righty, hopefully this was helpful.